The Joe Rogan Experience.
I was going to say on the iPhone, something I didn't notice that you were getting close to was that they added in the health app your headphone audio levels. So it tracks how loud you're listening to stuff over time. And it tells you when you're in a good or bad audio listening range. Like if you're listening to shit too loud, you're starting to damage your hearing.
Whoa.
So this then gets into the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
If you turn it on your watch, it listens to the ambient sound. So if you're in an environment like in a city where it's too loud, it adds that into your audio health.
It gives you warnings also. Because one thing I've been doing lately at the Comedy Store, when you know the back place where you smoke the weed, you can download a audio meter that tells you how loud it is. And so I downloaded it a long time ago. It is so bad back there when there's a lot of people back there that it's like emergency, get out of that area.
It's
It's bad for your eyes or ears.
It's like a bar.
Yeah, I know, but it's way higher.
Well, yeah, you got a bunch of comics back there drunk.
And it echoes off the...
Oh, that's true too, right? The concrete and everything. Yeah.
I would say though, allowing them to listen to all these microphones, you're just giving them access to listen to you everywhere now.
What are they gonna listen to? Shit,
Yeah,
fuck.
I mean,
what are they
we're
gonna
not
No, but
robbing
that's
a
where
bank.
like yeah, that's
plotting? Yeah, you're plotting against the government, Jamie.
No, it's
spare
not.
time.
what are you worried
There's
about?
there's an article that went around
No, he's right,
recently about this stuff called like a mesh network that's created with some of these
Yep.
cameras on people's doors. There's like a test that happened in the LA basin. 700 cameras gave them access to almost the entire LA area.
Whoa.
Because of the way that they link to each other. Wow. And there's like some like watchdog people are saying that like even if you're smart enough to like not do this, the person next to you might not be, or your neighbor might not be. They might have it on, and just because your proximity is close enough, your iPhone knows that your iPhone's next to it. And it just goes, oh yeah, you were here. Joe was there.
Yeah, you
kind of
can't.
stuff.
It's going to be really hard to pull shit off in the future. And it seems like with all these Nest phones and Ring phones or not Ring phones, Ring cameras and Net cameras, Nest cameras that people have on their front doors. After a while, it's everywhere you go, you're going to be filmed.
They passed a law, I think, today that the California like body cameras that cops use can't be used for facial recognition.
Yep.
Like the ACLU got a law passed through that said like that won't be able to happen or something like that.
Too bad, but we would have caught a lot more people.
That seems weird because that seems like when you would want to use it. It's when you're a cop looking for bad guys. It's like
Yeah, but I think what's happening right now that I've been reading is like there's third-party companies are getting access to that stuff, and like they can buy it, and that's where some of the discrepancy, because it's just happening too fast. There aren't laws in place to stop some of these things from happening. I just think that's just like there's lots of gray area that people can maneuver in.
it seems to be
bad people can get
just
out.
a matter of time before you have surveillance everywhere. Everywhere you go. Everywhere. Everything is available to everyone, except inside your house. Like, people are going to tinfoil up the inside of their bedrooms just to try to keep people out. Mm-hmm. And then you have the fucking television that probably has a webcam on it. You know? Yeah. People are probably watching you fuck, Jamie.
They do watch. They listen to the some TVs have that stuff on to listen to what's going on in your house and what they cross-references audio
Alexa
signals.
is, Siri is, all of that is.
Yeah, they're listening to everything. Mm-hmm. I mean, even contractors who work for Alexa and Apple Pods and all that shit. Or I think Apple's one of the ones. Is that Apple as well? Because Apple's pretty damn strict on privacy, which is kind of interesting. It's one of the reasons why Apple Maps is not very good.
Yeah,
because they don't collect data on everybody the way Google does. Like the benefit of the Google Map of the Google data collection is you get like really detailed analytics on everything, and so they know exactly what's going on. That's why something like Waze works so well, because there's so many different people giving up information. You know, it shows you where the slowdowns are and where the cops are, and you know, it's there's benefits to it. It's super effective, but the drawbacks are, you're going down this weird road where these companies are selling your information. I mean, that's what Google is a company that provides you data, they provide you information, but they're also selling your data. They're constantly selling what you're interested in. Like, if you ever went, like, say, like, you're interested in a watch. Like, I want to get a new watch. Let me look at watches. Every fucking time you go to any website now, those Google ads will be a watch.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like they're just tempting you. Like, come on, Jamie.
I was listening to a podcast about the beginning of the history of the internet. It's called like Mintcast. This was a couple months ago, but he was talking about how like when ARPANET was starting up in the 60s, there were a lot of protests about just even turning it on because people knew that it was going to be a surveillance system, like sort of like what is happening now.
Really?
Yeah.
Even back then?
And the ability, it doesn't work if people aren't using it, kind of. Like, it needs to spread and grow, and that personal computing is sort of like tied in and came along the perfect time for this.
Ooh.
To like grow more, and like phones or even the next evolution of it.
Now, but doesn't it make life better? I mean, there's pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
And the cons we're all terrified of. But isn't it amazing that you could just Google things?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I said something the other day that I thought was a line in a movie. I was like, is that a line in a movie? And my wife is just Googling it. And she's like, nope. I'm like, well, how crazy is that? You can just find out. Like, in a movie. Like, how many goddamn movies are there? You just type in something in quotes, and it'll say, oh, that was from The Shining. And then bam.
The lyrics for every song are on the internet.
Every song. Every song. It's just the pros, I think, at least right now, outweigh the cons. It's just we all wonder where it's going. That's what's scary. What's scary is the unknown. You know, what's scary is this unknown surveillance state aspect of it all. You know, it's just, it's better though. It's like
there are benefits. I've bought some of the ads I've gotten shit for.
Oh,
I do it all the time.
It's great.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure. Well, John Carmack had an interesting take on that. You know, because Carmack is the guy who created Quake and Doom and all those games, and he was talking about Oculus, and we were talking about technology and people being addicted to their phones. He's like, yes, but it makes your life better. He's like, his take on it was, but people's lives are improved because of this technology. And that this is, you know, like, yes, people do get addicted to be on the screens, but one of the reasons why is because it seems better to them than not being on the screens. Like, there's benefits. It's making their life more enjoyable. I'm like, okay, but I see how you're looking at it that way. But that's, you know, convenient when you're in technology to look at it that way. But the people that look at it like in terms of like human beings and our connection with each other, like how much of it is getting eroded. Because so much, I mean, how many times do you and I, unless we see each other at the store, how many times do we talk on the phone? Like, I called you up the other day, and I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
That was like the first phone call of 2019.
I've been doing that to people. I called Santino yesterday. I'm like, I just want to talk on the phone, man. Can we talk on the phone?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's good to talk on the phone. I don't think people talk on the phone enough.
I definitely don't.
Well, we're lucky, too, in that our job, we go out at night, we see each other. We all see our friends. You know, we talk. Like, there's a lot of folks who don't do that. They see each other at work during the day, and then at nighttime they're sitting at home watching TV or staring at their phone, and their interaction is severely limited. Like, our business is a social business. Like, we're always out, you know? We're always out and about and talking to people and interacting with people. But I think some folks today, because of this technology, they're socially a bit stunted. And that's what I worry about.